Now, the joke goes there are platinum-selling artists who don't sing as well as Angelo Agrizzi. In a world where corruption is rife but evidence is lacking, South Africans are desperate for any modicum of the truth, and Angelo Agrizzi's testimony has been like music to some but an irritation to most. Here is Angelo Agrizzi, the highlights of his testimony at the State Capture Commission, particularly how corporate became such a feature in the entire narrative of state capture in South Africa. Here's Angelo Agrizzi discussing one jumbo liquor wholesalers.
So, just to make sure I understand, you are saying that it would happen that various orders for liquor, as it would appear, were made by Bosasa to jumbo liquor wholesalers, yes, and that the amount could be 1 million, for any particular order could be another amount, but over a week it could easily be about 4 million. Is that right? And more or less.
Yeah. Maybe
a
week or 2 weeks.
Maybe a week or 2 weeks, yes. And then you say that one, no liquor would be delivered.
No.
Two, cash would then be made available at a certain stage that would correspond with the invoice.
Correct.
And that cash would be paid to somebody from a jumbo liquor wholesalers or to Mr. Watson? Who would it be given to in terms of the procedure?
So what would happen is the cash would be delivered and it would follow exactly the same process of going into the first vault and then being transferred to Mr. Watson's vault.
Or the cash never physically left Bosasa to go to a jumbo liquor wholesalers.
No, what would happen is they would transfer via electronic to pay for the invoice.
Oh, okay, yes.
And then the invoice would be delivered in cash to Bosasa.
Oh, okay, all right.
Clarify.
And then you say there would be a person from jumbo liquor wholesalers who would then get, in effect, some commission.
Yes.
Yeah, and the commission would be about 5% or 7.5% according to your statement, is that right?
Correct.
And here's Angelo Agrizzi detailing how that corruption worked and how they got through to ANC parliamentarians.
The amounts was for Vincent Smith, 45,000 Rand, Magagula, 30,000 Rand, Winingwenya, 20,000 Rand.
All monthly?
Monthly.
Okay. Right. Do you know whether these payments were ever made?
They were made.
How do you know that?
Because I packed them, and initially, Chair, what happened with those payments, they were made by Gavin Watson and Siopela. But then I was trusted, and occasionally, after I'd made up the packages, I was occasionally entrusted to actually make those payments when Gavin was unavailable.
Then 24.9 refers to another benefit in relation to Mr. Vincent Smith and his daughter. Tell the Chair, please, of this benefit.
That's correct. I was requested by Mr. Gavin Watson to make a payment for Mr. Smith's daughter to study at Aberystwyth University overseas. And this was made by a cash deposit into an account called Euroblitz. Mr. Jacques van Sale made the deposit at FNB on instruction.
But it was Angelo Agrizzi's testimony against the current Minister of Environmental Affairs, Nomvula Mugonyani, or as they used to call her at Bosasa, Energizer Bunny.
The list of items, which was the same more or less every year. Might have changed a little bit here and there, but it was 120 cases of cold drinks, 4 cases of high-quality whiskey, 40 cases of beer, 8 lambs, cut up, obviously, 12 cases of frozen chicken, 200 kilograms of beef in various braai packs, and then numerous cases of premium brandy and some specialty alcohol. I would get a list, as a matter of fact. PA would phone me with that. Chair, there were numerous requests that were given through the year. These, I would have to contact a personal assistant, and these included organising and paying for funerals in respect of deceased family members. I would have to arrange for a rental vehicle for up to 3 months at a time for her daughter, when her daughter was coming back from China, where she was studying. And
before you go on, through whom did you arrange the rental?
Normally the rentals would be arranged through Blake's Travel.
We could not fit Angelo Agrizzi's testimony into this whole show if we tried. It's been one hell of a revelation. 5 days of really intriguing testimony that's going to hold sway over how people think about their political parties come that May elections. But it's time now to take a break. When we return, what happened to the idea of rainbowism that was a pact of 1994, and how does South Africa really address the future challenges if it cannot share what it has now? We speak to Nick Walpay on the other side of this.